1,600 companies are doing defense work here in Michigan and have been awarded $4.6 billion in contracts. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is Comcast Newsmakers. Joining me now is Macomb County Executive Mark Hackel. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me.
The defense industry, obviously huge in Michigan, but particularly large in Macomb County.
We are the defense capital of the Midwest. And I mean, it's interesting because of the statistics you just kind of relayed. And many people don't realize that. I mean, this has been a core industry here in Macomb County and in southeast Michigan since World War II. That arsenal of democracy took place when they transformed automotive into defense-related work because of the war. And we've grown ever since. And the core hub of that is in Macomb County, the nucleus with TACOM and TARDEC. What we're trying to do is get out from underneath that lack of understanding, or really the knowledge of it. All this research, design, engineering, advanced manufacturing is happening here in Macomb County, in southeast Michigan, but we want to grow that for the entire state of Michigan.
And you're working on that, marketing that, getting that word out, and congratulations are actually in order because you were recently awarded a fairly significant grant by the state of Michigan, by the MEDC, to help market and get that word out.
You're absolutely right. And again, we've been very fortunate in the connections we've had with the governor's office and Mike Finney from the MEDC in partnering with them on many different initiatives that we've been working on. One of those happened to be that grant you're talking about, where we thought, you know what, how about we take the lead on marketing the industry so that we can become the defense capital of the Midwest for the state of Michigan, as opposed to just in Macomb County. And so we're going to retain, attract businesses in that pretty significant area.
And that was my next question. Is this actually a growing industry? Because we all know what's been happening recently to the automotive industry, to manufacturing, certainly declining, but defense sounds like it could be an industry that could be growing.
It is, and again, we've seen a presence from BAE, from Oshkosh. We're realizing General Dynamics. There has been a tremendous growth in the interest of trying to be close to that nucleus as possible. So we're trying to get the word out, not only for those that are here, why it's important to stay here, but to attract those. So we're working on some commercials, both radio and television. We're going to be doing something even with the Pure Michigan ads, and we're very fortunate that the governor said, hey, this is very significant. We need to figure out how do we grow this, because as I mentioned before, I think we can go beyond just becoming a defense capital of the Midwest and become the defense capital of the world if we do this right.
Now, you mentioned Pure Michigan, but when I think Pure Michigan, I don't think defense. Are you trying to change that whole image? Because defense is so technical and so manufacturing, and it's not what you would expect from a Pure Michigan ad. So how does that go hand in hand?
And you're absolutely right. Again, people think about this whole manufacturing is the manufacturing what our grandparents used to be doing in the factory. The reality is advanced manufacturing technology and the industry itself. There's so much about the research and design and the technical skills and jobs that are coming in Macomb County regarding that. In other words, how do we create and how do we make these type of things? But as you mentioned, Pure Michigan, I think we're also trying to grow other industries in Macomb County around that central theme, in particular with our waterways.
Well, because you have an entire coastline, Lake St Clair, in the obvious boating, fishing, and that type of thing, but it's a huge destination.
Lake St Clair is a gathering place of the Great Lakes Waterway System. We have 31.5 miles of coastline of the busiest freshwater lake in the entire Great Lakes Waterway System and the country. So what we're trying to get people to realize is that coastline with access, water attractions, and water quality, we are going to grow that industry as well in Macomb County because it fits right into Pure Michigan. Nothing could be more pure than Lake St Clair, the busiest freshwater lake in the state of Michigan, right here in Macomb County.
So community development, economic development, you've been talking mostly about growing the economy, but it really does fit sort of hand in hand with community development as well.
Yeah, we're hoping, you're correct, we're hoping that people, when they realize, they live in an area because of economic development, but because of community development as well. What do they have access to? They feel welcome, and companies will relocate to a particular area if they feel like there's not only jobs and job opportunities, but is there things for people to be able to do while they're there? And community development, economic development, without question, go hand in hand.
Okay, great. Lots of great things happening in Macomb County. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Laura.
Today's Comcast Newsmaker was Macomb County Executive Mark Hackel.